What's up, everybody? Welcome back. IGN live at Comic-Con. Hopefully, I'm coming through on our Oh No microphone over here.
Oh no!
We're just wrapping up day 2 here at Comic-Con. We've got a tweet here from one of our viewers, Joel Gottlieb. Says, thanks for the great STCC coverage these past 2 days. Been having a great time watching these interviews. Joel, thank you so much for watching. You know, we're live streaming all of Comic-Con here, bringing it to you at home, to the people who couldn't make it. And we've got one more day coming up tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow. It's been a lot of fun. Joey, Chris, what's been going on today? What are the big things from today? There's that S.h.i.e.L.D. panel that happened.
I think, yeah.
Apparently they did end up showing the entire pilot episode.
Yes, we were correct in our
we nailed it.
Yeah.
Called it.
Got it. But they showed the S.h.i.e.L.D. pilot, so that's out there now. You know, I didn't see it myself, unfortunately, but I did talk to Eric Goldman, who was in there. He said it was very, very Whedon-esque.
That's good.
The whole panel in general just went nuts. Like the audio, it was like he described it like a rock show.
Sure.
So, I mean, which is bound to happen when Whedon's involved. But Colby Smulders, who we heard her voice in that teaser they released a few months ago, but she does show up in person in the pilot, so she is there. He said there's lots of fun twists and turns, and alternatively to what you would expect. Like it doesn't go the direction you would think. There's cool ties to the movies, and he really dug it.
So, I mean, I don't want to spoil stuff, but they talk about it's Agent Coulson, right? Like how he's back.
He said you don't find out in the first episode, but they do hint at it, and it's going to be something that plays out probably for the season.
Can it live up to the antiception? This show?
I can anything, you know? Like I think with all the Marvel movies now, it's just everything's so hyped that inevitably it's going to, you know, it could crash and burn. But I think from what the reaction was at the panel, I think people dug it. And I think it's something to look forward to.
Eric seemed to like it?
Eric liked it. I talked to one of our guys, Max, that was also in the room. He dug it. And just what they described from the audience reaction, it sounds like, in general, people really liked it.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find Eric's more in-depth thoughts on IGN.com very soon. Chris, you're at the RoboCop panel.
Yeah, I was at the RoboCop press conference.
Okay.
Didn't see any footage, but yeah, we had Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, who's very funny in the panel.
Who's he? Now, who's he in the movie?
He is. I think some of the satire is going to revolve around him. I think he's something to do with the media in it. Like, they're not. You know, in the original movie, it was adverts for the military and things that were kind of jokey. Whereas this, it's more the media all round is going to be kind of who they're poking fun at. The Joel Kinnaman, who plays RoboCop, was moaning about the fact that his RoboCop outfit is a torture device, and Michael Keaton said that it's not that bad. That he said, "I'm the pioneer of torturous outfits," because he played Batman. Yeah. And he did actually turn to us all at one point and said, "I am Batman."
Nice.
I didn't realize
that was a crowd-pleasing moment.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize Michael Keaton was in RoboCop.
Yeah, who does he play?
Yeah, he's the baddie.
He's
the
really
villain.
Interesting.
Yeah. It sounds good. They're taking a more dramatic approach to this one. I guess the first one was kind of an action satire.
Yeah.
And this one, it's much more about what it would be like to wake up one day and discover that you're half a robot. We're going to spend more time with Alex in the first half hour, so we're really going to get to know him as a character, and then discover what it does to his psyche, waking up like that. So it's going to be kind of a character study as well.
That sounds interesting. Because the original movie is very, within 10 minutes or something, he's like shot to death and, becomes RoboCop.
And they were talking about the fact that robotics have changed a lot since 1987. It's going to be very up to date and now, and it's really, they were talking about drones quite a lot, and the kind of philosophical questions behind, is there accountability in war if you can just send a bunch of robots to go and do your bidding? So it's going to touch on some deep stuff, but at the same time, they said there will be guns and explosions. So,
well, I'm glad they're keeping the satirical aspect to it, because I think that's what people love about RoboCop. That something, even the sequels didn't obviously capture it very well.
And Sam Jackson also mentioned the fact that he wants to make Incredibles 2
as
well.
Ooh.
But he was saying he keeps asking Pixar, and they don't seem to want to do it.
People would love an Incredibles 2.
And he thinks it's because they're frightened, because the first one was so perfect that they set the bar so high that they don't want to go back to that one.
But then you have Toy Story, and the Toy Story movies, they just get better as they go, in my opinion. But I don't know. I would love to see an Incredibles 2. That'd be so rad.
Hopefully there's an Ed 209 in the new RoboCop.
Yeah.
Have they showed it yet?
They might have shown it today. I know that certainly when I was on set, I know about a year ago that the first picture of him in his RoboCop suit leaked, and people didn't like it. It was kind of a black, shiny suit. But having been on set, I know for a fact that there's a bunch of different iterations of the suit throughout the film. They improve it, and you will see a RoboCop that looks just like the original one.
Yeah.
And then you'll see an updated one as well.
Is Peter Weller going to have a cameo?
Yeah, right.
No, they said there's probably 2 lines, because the original's so quotable as well.
Yeah.
They said there's 2 lines. They
I'd
said
bet
from
that
the
for
original.
$1, will that show up?
They didn't say which ones, but they said the rest of it, they thought it would be disrespectful to
Look,
keep.
I love the I'd buy that for $1, but I hate the Twitter bot. Anytime you mention RoboCop, it tweets you, I'd buy that for $1.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's
Don't ever talk about
Okay.
RoboCop on Twitter because it's the most annoying thing
His
ever.
voice is very important in the first movie, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that in this remake.
Yeah, because Joel Kinnaman's got kind of a strange accent as
Yeah.
well. He's kind of Swedish American thing going on, but yeah, I've not heard the voice yet.
Joey, one of the videos that's blowing up on IGN right now is your interview with the Green Ranger.
Also known as the greatest moment of my life. I mean, yeah, he was awesome. He was great. Obviously, we talked a lot about the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers today, both with Jason David Frank and earlier in the intro show. But yeah, it was awesome. You should watch it. He's a really genuine guy.
Seemed very nice.
Really
Is he
believes
here-
in.
Is he promoting something?
I think he's just here. He's promoting primarily the Power Rangers Megaforce episode it's like the big anniversary episode where all the old Power Rangers and stuff are coming back for this big battle, which he's in. So I think that's why he's here doing press.
Is he your favourite Power Ranger?
He wasn't, but then Greg called me out on it, and I felt like a jerk. But he is very, very awesome and important to the lore.
You're like blushing a little bit.
I know.
I love the Power Rangers. What do you want me to say?
I think they showed some new Kick-Ass 2 footage today.
Yeah,
that one's
from
coming out
what
very
we've heard,
shortly.
it's brutal and bloody.
I think that sounds great.
That's Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who plays, I can't say his name, I don't think on air, but the Mother F in it.
Yeah, no, I can't say that. on this
Yeah,
show.
he said it's the darkest thing he's ever made. But then again, he's mainly made light comedies, so that's not saying
that
much.
doesn't really sell it for me. I
But if
wasn't a huge fan of the first movie, actually. So
You weren't a huge fan. Oh, I liked it a lot.
No, so
I gave it 5 stars on IGN.
hey, wouldn't be the first time we disagreed, my friend. So
You visited the set for
I
Kick-Ass
visited
2.
the set of Kick-Ass. Yeah, they shot. I went on set when they shot a scene. The first time you see Hit Girl in action, and it's a New York alleyway that was shot around the corner from our office in London.
very authentic.
And it was great actually. Watching Kick-Ass and Hit Girl fight was pretty awesome. I mean, Chloe's just amazing.
Sure.
It looks good. I mean, have you read the Kick-Ass 2 comic?
I have.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I mean, I was asking
Goes to some weird places.
Yeah, I was asking the director, Jeff, when I was on set, you can't shoot all this, can you? And he said, no, we can't, because the bad guy does some really bad things.
Is it right?
But yeah, I think this one's going to be darker. I don't know. I mean, I've got high expectations, but...
Cool.
Well, really strange comments from Jim Carrey recently about the movie and just trying to distance himself from it.
Yeah, from the violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one, that, and slightly annoying, because I was going to go out to New York to interview him about it, and I feel like maybe, I don't know if he's doing press anymore.
I don't think he's doing press anymore.
I mean, if that film's going to work, his character is very important. He's not in it that much, Colonel Souls and Stripes, but he's integral to that movie working.
Sure.
Him and Mother Russia as well.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be kind of the breakout characters in it. And if they both work on screen, then I think the movie will work.
Oh, good.
Cool. The other big thing, just going back to the Marvel movies really quick, earlier we had talked about Vin Diesel and what he might be doing. But today, apparently, at the Riddick panel, he made a not so subtle tease about he said he had a vision that big news would be coming. So
A vision that big news will be coming.
Yeah,
no news regarding him
and Marvel by the end of the month. So
Into them. Also, when is D23?
D23
Is that
is
like 2 weeks
in
or
a couple weeks, yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it's going to happen there or
Well,
maybe
what
we'll
does
tease
that
it
mean,
more
Joey?
at the
What
Marvel
does-
panel.
what does that mean?
Vision is sort of like the robot sort of caretaker of the Avengers, and so he's very kind of stoic, and he's always like looming in the background, which if you want to have a presence looming behind you, I guess it would be Vin Diesel, right? So
That sounds weird.
and so yeah, I mean, clearly something is happening, something is up.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of hype for no
Yeah,
reason.
he's teased that though, hasn't he? I think he's like
Yeah.
tweeted the fact that he's been at Marvel's offices having big meetings. So.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get more from the Marvel panel tomorrow, which
That's one of the big things tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the biggest things tomorrow. So
And I believe Roth is interviewing him right now. Actually,
yeah?
Vin
so
Diesel.
yeah, that
Maybe
should
she'll
be
get
up
a
on
scoop.
the
Yeah.
that should be up on the site later today.
Look for that soon. They showed new Riddick footage, apparently.
Yeah.
What are you hearing about Riddick?
All I've heard is that it's going to have a real Western vibe to it.
Yeah,
really.
I can see that from the trailer.
Yeah, he
Good.
said like the first 15 minutes is very much along the lines of an old-fashioned Western, and I don't know, he's trying to take it back to its indie roots. I spoke to him for Fast and Furious, and he was saying that he thinks it's going to be nasty and violent and R-rated. And
Sounds good to me.
Because Chronicles of Riddick was a bit of a mess.
The first one was Pitch Black?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've actually never seen it. Do you recommend that I watch it now? Or do they hold up?
I like Pitch Black a
Yeah,
lot.
I think everyone likes Pitch Black, and nobody really likes Chronicles of Riddick. They got carried away. They spent too much money on it, and it was supposed to be the start of this huge sci-fi franchise.
Right.
Pitch Black is it's like low budget, and it's not even really about him so much, and it's just he's like this presence in it that works really well.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but The Walking Dead,
Yep.
all that stuff happened
Yeah,
today.
big
so the
Walking Dead
trailer's
panel.
up.
They showed a long, like a 4-minute trailer for the
4-minute
next
trailer,
season.
really good stuff. That's all up on the site as well now, so you can check that out.
How's it looking? Because I wasn't in
Oh,
on
you
that
missed
one.
it, yeah. I mean, it looks very intense. Obviously, lots of blood, lots of head chops, and lots of drama in store. They tease a lot of like betrayal kind of stuff from the human element. So
They're still in the prison, aren't they?
yeah, but judging by the trailer, it's not going to be for too much longer.
Right.
Their fences are falling and stuff is happening.
And I read that the prison's kind of different though as well when we come back. Like they've done some things within the prison.
yeah,
that
because they
changes
brought
it.
in those members from Woodbury, so like they're trying to up the defenses and stuff.
Yeah.
But judging by the trailer, again, it doesn't look like it's working too well. So
When's that on?
October 13th is the premiere. Yeah.
Can't come soon enough.
It's
Right.
getting here.
We also had the World's End guys in.
Yeah.
We had Simon Edgar and Nick. That was
Yeah.
a fun interview.
That was one of
wasn't
the
it?
most fun interviews we did today.
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
haven't watched it yet, so I look forward to that.
Seen it twice. That was one of those interviews where we didn't really need to be here. They just could have talked amongst
Yeah,
themselves
sure.
for 15 minutes.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you apparently go back with those guys.
Way back.
You were-
The first film set I ever went on was Shaun of the Dead.
Ah.
And my hand appears in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, really? When?
I'm
Let's see.
pouring at the Winchester pub.
Really?
When all the zombies are, and I was on set. And I
Well,
wasn't
look at
supposed to-
you. Aren't
Yeah.
you famous?
Kind of a big deal. So how do you think World's End looks?
Oh, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier. I'm a big fan of both Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. So you could just tell me that there's another movie by those guys. I don't need to know anything
Yeah.
else. I'm there. I'll see. I'll see.
It's
what
the
they're
silliest of the three, I would say. The humour's the silliest, and it's the darkest. It goes to some really dark places in the last
You've seen
half
it
hour.
already.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Was Scott Pilgrim the last thing Edgar Wright did?
Yeah.
Before this?
Yeah,
Wow.
so
it's
this
been a
is-
few years now.
This is his fourth movie.
Yeah.
Well,
and
kind
then is he off to Ant-Man now?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
the one?
next.
That's pretty exciting.
And we never even got onto that
I
because
know.
they were
like-
talking so much.
Yeah, I wish we could have talked
Shut
about
up.
Ant-Man.
Talk about Ant-Man. Come on.
He told me he was going to announce me as Ant-Man. He
Yeah?
was going to announce the casting, so that's annoying.
You have my ticket, sir.
We could have had an exclusive.
No, I'm really excited to see what he does with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
A big Marvel superhero movie. That could be great.
Yeah, definitely.
I do want to mention on the comic side, they announced there's I don't know if you follow the comics, but in the Ultimate Universe, there's big stuff happening. So for the first time, the Ultimate Universe is like the alternative version of the Marvel Universe. So things are a little bit different, a little bit fresher. But for the first time, Galactus, the big world-eating monster from the regular Marvel Universe, is making his way to the Ultimate Universe. So in an event called Cataclysm, which could mean either the end of the Ultimate Universe, or just huge changes, or yeah, or even maybe just a reboot of the Ultimate Universe. We don't know, but it's one of the first times that a force from the regular Marvel Universe has crossed over to this alternative version. So,
Well, thanks, guys. Lots of really fun stuff today. That is the end of our day 2 coverage of Comic-Con. But we will be live again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific for day 3. Lots of great stuff coming up. There's a Marvel panel, Fox, Lionsgate. On the live show, we're going to be talking Evil Dead, Bates Motel. We'll have Marvel discussions on here, Community. So look forward to that. 1 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Everybody have a good night.